It's funny, these two bottle calves are trying to nurse on each other. So I haven't really been filming much the last couple of days. We've been having a pretty rough go at calving season so far this year. Been having a lot of stillborn calves for some reason, and I just don't know why. Then we've been having a lot of cows that aren't mothering up to their calves, and then we've got some cows that are mothering up to the wrong calves. So we've just got a real mess going on. But what I got going today, this cow here, she just had a stillborn calf. So I drug the calf in here and brought the mom in. And over in this pen, this calf of my dad's, the mother rejected it and doesn't want to mother up to it. So we just brought him in last night to get him colostrum and get him up and going. Then we'll try to figure out what to do with him later. Then I had the same thing happen with this calf of mine. The mother rejected it for some reason. And that just happened yesterday also. And that was on my to-do list today, was to go get mom, bring her in here, and do that same thing that we did to that last cow, like shoot her with that rompin and get her all drugged up and then put the cow on her. But I didn't want to, but when this cow here ended up having this stillborn calf, it was just easier to go about going this route, because I was able to just drag the calf in, the mom followed me. And so we're gonna try to get this calf of mine here, that the mother rejected her for some reason, mothered up to this cow here that had the stillborn calf. So if you were watching the channel last winter, you seen how I went about doing this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this stillborn calf and I'm gonna skin it. So I'm gonna take the skin off this stillborn calf and put it on my calf that's been rejected by its mom and drape it over that calf. And then when this cow here smells her calf scent on the rejected calf, she'll mother up to that calf, and then this calf here will have a new mom and a milk supply, because it's too early in the season for me to be dealing with bottle calves. So that's what we're gonna go about today, and hopefully it works. So when I pulled this calf in here, I left some string hanging out of the panel here, so that way I can just pull this calf out from under the panel and I'll skin it there in the back of the side-by-side. And we got our calf close at hand here, so we'll just run right into here and let him be. And I got some of this Orphan No More powder that I'll sprinkle on the skin of the dead calf, and that way the cow will get to licking on it and should accept it, I hope. So I'll give you guys a fair warning right now. If you're not comfortable watching me skin a calf and use its skin on another calf, maybe just skip this part of the video. So for those of you that might be wondering why I'm doing this or aren't familiar with this process, mother cows recognize their baby calves mostly by scent. So by taking the skin off of their dead calf and placing it on another calf, even though that other calf is a totally different calf, might even look different, I'm taking the scent from her calf and putting it on this other calf that we're trying to graft to her. So when the new calf comes into her pen with her and she smells it, she's going to recognize this new calf as being her original calf. And we do that by taking the skin off of the dead calf and putting it on the new calf. So we're just trying to get the scent off of her original calf onto the new calf. That way she'll accept it as her own calf. I had to move the calf a little bit closer because I thought this mom was going to jump out of this panel. So I just put it close enough that she could smell the calf and calm her down a bit. So one thing I'm doing differently this time than the last time I showed you is, instead of slicing the skin all the way here along the leg and just opening it up, I've kept it intact. So if you look here, I didn't cut this, I didn't split this. So that way I can put the new calf's hooves right through there, and that'll keep the skin on him, because he's almost got it'll fit like a glove almost. It'll go right through there, his hoof will. So I've done that in the back quarter and just did it on this front quarter here. So if you look there on the inside, I just kept it. I didn't split it is all I'm saying. So the other calf's hoof will go right in there, and that'll keep this on there. Stinks. So it's the next day, and you can see this cow and the calf seem like they've mothered up all right. So real quick, I just wanted to talk about Orson a little bit. Had a lot of concern for him in our last video, and I wanted to tell you guys Orson's story. So Orson doesn't look the best because he's just an old bull. And from talking to my dad last night, the best that we can guess is Orson is at least 15 years old, is what we're imagining. So my dad bought Orson from Randall. And by the time my dad bought Orson from Randall, Orson was already, I believe, close to 6 years old when Dad bought it from Randall. Then my dad's had Orson for, at least 9 or 10 years is what we kind of figured. So that's kind of where we think Orson's, at least he's around 15 years old. He might be a little bit younger than that, but he might be a little older than that also, because my dad couldn't really quite remember when he bought him from Randall. And so Orson's just getting to the end of his life. As I've mentioned a few times before, he doesn't do much anymore. He's just old. He's kind of become just a ranch pet. You kind of get attached to him when they've been around for so long, and especially when he's got the temperament he does. He's pretty mellow, pretty docile. And so I don't think my dad will ever sell him. I think he'll just pass away here on the ranch. But you can see he's still getting around. He's still moving. He gets all the hay that he wants, and so he's living a pretty good life so far. So I just want to tell you guys Orson's story, because like I said, there's quite a few comments concerned about Orson's condition. Yeah, he's just an old bull. He's getting ready to pass on. So another thing on today's to-do list is to finish taking off these hay tarps. We've got to the point where I need to take them all the way off. So I'm gonna crawl up there with the ladder, and we haven't gotten too much snow since I pulled them back, but there's probably a little bit of ice layer up there, so I need to just crawl up there and scrape them off, and we'll pull them down and get them folded up. It's also been a pretty cold morning this morning, about 5 below. So I've had a couple of calves in the warmers. I already took the first one back out to his mom, and I've got the second one in the warmer right now. So I've got a timer going. So here in about a couple hours, we'll go in there and check on him and get him tagged and vaccinated and take him back out to his mom. So we got those tarps all taken care of, and it's been about 2 hours with this calf being in the warmer. So we'll go in here to the milk barn and check on him and see how he's doing. Get him tagged and vaccinated and take him back out to his mom. So when it's pretty cold out, I'll drape a little sheet over this warmer just to try to insulate it a little bit more, to keep some of that heat in there. So I don't cover the front out all the way. That way, if they want, they can come out of this little rubber flaps here and get out. And I keep this back open where the vent is, just so all the moisture, as the calf's drying off, has a place to escape to. So our little thermometer is saying it's about 100 degrees up here in the top of the warmer. So down here where the calf is at is probably 10, 15 degrees cooler. But it feels like it's about 90 or so in here, I'd bet. till take a nice nap. Nice strong bull calf here. I'll get him back out to his mom and get him mothered up again. Here's his mom here, right where we left her. Let's leave him alone and he can get a meal into him. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Well, we made it through the night. The coldest we saw was about 27 below, so it was a pretty chilly night. Didn't get much sleep. I was out here every 2 or 3 hours checking on things, just hoping that we didn't have a new calf. And luckily, we didn't have any new calves last night or this morning, which is good because I would have to have been right on top of them to hopefully get them to survive this type of cold. Even this morning when I came out, it was still 18 below. With the sun being up, and so it's still pretty chilly. It's funny, you look around at all these cows, and a fair amount of them are almost turning themselves broadside to the sun. And I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just by chance, but I assume it's on purpose because then they get that direct sunlight on their sides, and at least they're hopefully getting themselves warmed up again. This little calfie here's been running around a bit. Huh. What do you think, Kathy? What do you think this cold? Huh? But it's supposed to warm up today. We've got a storm coming through over the weekend, next couple days, and so the temperatures are going to get back up into the 20s and I think even the 30s. But then it's calling for a fair amount of snow. I'll have to look at the weather statement, but I feel like it was saying 8 to 12 inches was what it was calling for. We'll have to see if that actually happens or not, but luckily it's supposed to be warming up, which is always good. I think it's always kind of funny when I say things have to warm up for it to snow, but that's kind of what it does. These storms bring in some warm air with them, at least warmer than 30 below, you know. And luckily, another good thing with last night and this morning is no wind. So, you know, it might be about 27 below last night, but we didn't have any wind to deal with, which is always makes it bearable, I guess. So today I've got a few things going on besides watching over the cows and calves and doing the feeding later on. I'd like to take the skin off of this calf that we grafted onto this cow here. They pretty well mothered up. Calf's doing great. And so I think we're ready to take the skin off and we'll see how they do. I want it to warm up a little bit before I take the skin off because that calf is going to be probably pretty wet underneath, just from having that skin on him. So I'll probably do it later, late morning, early afternoon, when the temperatures are a bit warmer. Then we'll leave them together for one more day, separate like this, without the skin being on. Then I think after that, if they're still doing well, we can probably kick them back out with the rest of the herd. So my thought is when I come back out to open this panel so this cow can go get a drink of water, hopefully the calf will stay behind and I can sneak in here and get the skin taken off, and when the cow comes back into the straw pen here, there's the calf will just be in there just without the skin. Then also, I need to run a thing today at some point because those hamburger cows that we took up to the butcher two or three weeks ago are ready. So I need to run up there and pick up the meat. But I wanna stick around here pretty close this morning, just until things at least get above 0. Then once it warms up a bit, then I'll venture to Thane and grab that meat, and probably wait until then to do this, take the skin off this calf too. So I'm gonna grab some breakfast and get warm for a minute. Like I said, we're just gonna keep a close eye on these cows and calves this morning until it warms up a bit, and we'll go about the rest of our day. So it's just after 11 o'clock and it's still 2 below, but it's getting close enough to 0 that I'm gonna come take this skin off this calf and get him going, hopefully mothering up without the skin. Then after I get that done, I'll do another check on the cows and calves and run up and grab our hamburger. So also, when I take the skin off this calf, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of this Orphan No More on its back, just to hopefully get that mom licking on him again once the skin's off. And I don't think we're gonna have any problems. I feel like they've mothered up pretty well, and she's gonna be used to the scent, I believe. Thank you. Come on. Okay. 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 Okay, I just wanted the cow out here, just in case she got mean or something. At least now if she wants to still get me, she's gonna have to come through that panel or jump over it. Ooh. Stinks a bit. Well, if my mom doesn't recognize that smell, then I don't know what else to do. That's a pretty ripe smell. It's funny, this calf just wants to follow me around for some reason. So we'll leave him out for most of the day and let her get a drink and do all that. Then we'll try to put him back in there tonight and leave them together for one more night. Then tomorrow, probably before we feed, we'll just kick them out with the rest of the herd. I think that should give them plenty of time to mother up. But like I said, I think they're already mothered up, so I'm not too worried about it. Just kind of erring on the side of caution. While the calves and cows are squared away here for a bit, so we'll head up to Thane and grab our hamburger and get back here and do another check. So I got our beef picked up. I didn't really film anything, just wasn't a whole lot to show. Just pretty much went to the butcher and loaded a bunch of meat in a deep freezer that I used to transport it in. And that was that. And it's warmed up to about 8 degrees, it started snowing. So I'm gonna go out and do a check of things and just make sure everybody's doing all right. See if we got any new calves. And here in an hour or two, we'll go out and feed. So I just pitched this cow a little bit of 4-way here, so she has something to eat tonight. You can see here that calf's nursing. She doesn't seem to be the least bit bothered about him not having that skin on there. So like I said, we'll give him one more day. Then tomorrow, probably, I don't know, about 2 or 3 or something, right before we go feed, I'll let him out and let her get a drink, and we'll feed him out there with the rest of the cows, because I think this is a good success when it comes to grafting. Hey, coos. Hey, TV. Hey, TV. So it's good to see a little bit of straw left in this feeder. So like I said, we're going to go out and feed in here now in about an hour or so. So it tells us that these cows have been able to munch on this as much as they wanted throughout the day, and there's still a little bit left. Tonight though, we put the straw bale on the trailer just so we didn't have to start that backhoe today, just with how cold it was. this morning. So we'll just feed the straw tonight on the ground, and they'll probably lay in some of it and waste some of it, but you know, it's bedding for them too, I guess, if they do waste it. So looking around down here, I can't tell for sure, but we might have a new calf standing down there. So we'll run down there and check that out. Look out, calf, come on. Get out of the way. Nope, wasn't a new calf, just one laying down here. So something else I try to make a habit of doing is checking all these shelters all the time, just because if you got a sick calf or something in here, you never know if it never came out. So I like to go in here and get all the calves stood up and make sure they're all doing all right. Hey, kiwis. Hey, kiwis. Well, everybody in here seems to be doing good. Stinking cows have surrounded the side-by-side. They got a little bit of that four-way left in the back there, and they're going after it. Hey, get out of here. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. I'm gonna let these two out today. I think they've had plenty of time to mother up and get attached to each other. She seems pretty concerned about him. I'm just gonna open this panel. They can come out as they please. Let's keep an eye on them. So it's always nice when the plan works out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.